So this video is based on a earlier script that I had the idea for. I just had a hard time finding pics of these particular weapons in order to make the initial video happen. But after some revisions, I actually made it work. Roll the intro. Greetings, fellow adventurers. Fred here, and welcome to LARP Saga, the show that explores anything and everything live-action role-playing. And those of you who've watched this channel for a bit will likely know about Calimacil. However, something I've rarely touched upon in previous videos is the fact that Calimacil tends to discontinue a number of their weapons, only to bring them back in new, updated forms. My first exposure to this was the sword that Goneril is based off, Cain the Dragon Knight, but we'll get into that later. But in this video, the discontinuation and revising of Calimacil weapons is taking center stage in this video as we look at 5 discontinued Calimacil weapons that I believe deserve a revised edition. So without further preamble, let's dive into it. Kicking off this video, we have the Sinister Blade Moloch. I hope I didn't butcher the pronunciation there. This blade was, from my perspective, evil manifested into the form of a sword. It has the aesthetic and fear factor that will go well with any dark or evil associated character, like, say, a necromancer or warlock. It was also this sword that initially gave me the story idea involving a sentient sword so unfathomably evil that it was sealed away at great cost, and so many defenses were put around the blade to ensure it stayed locked away. And now, many centuries later, the seal of the blade was broken, and now Moloch walks free to do untold damage to the material plane. But that's just one idea that has come from such a blade. There are many ways Calimacil can go in terms of a redesign to it. Like, say, add a bit more texture or some really dark or malevolent looking inscriptions down the center of the blade. But I don't know whether Calimacil will break the seal on this evil blade anytime soon. Moving on, we have the Komodo Dragon Axe. This is one of the earlier Calimacil weapon designs I discovered alongside Cain, the Dragon Knight. The reason I feel this weapon deserves a redesign is we rarely see dragon-based weapons outside of routine bladed weapons like knives or swords. We do have Calfara's hammer, but that is the only other exception to dragon-themed weapons that I have seen. That's not a sword. And I feel that weapon designers are limiting themselves to swords when it comes to dragon-themed weapons, a little too much. We need more variety. I want to see great axes. I want to see spears. Heck, I want to see a bow based on a dragon. And so the reason it's on this list, there isn't enough variety in terms of dragon-themed LARP weapons. At the halfway point, we have Olga the Big Pastry Chef. But I think I talked about this one before on the channel, but I'm talking about it again because this weapon was tragically short-lived but awesomely hilarious, because if your LARP's tavern or inn got beset with goblins, it's pretty much the innkeeper's job to defend their livelihood and home. And what more fitting way to do it than with one of the implements of your trade. So, come on, Calimacil. It was a hilariously cool design that didn't last as long as it should. And I think you can bring this back with some different wood colors, maybe something of that nature. But I really want this weapon back. Almost to the end, and here we have the Phoenix Ritual Dagger. Not only was this dagger a beautifully unique piece of craftsmanship, but the lore they used to describe this weapon on its page on the website, it had some vividly imaginative imagery. First off, it's a fantasy ritual dagger, so it will pretty much be used for ritual sacrifices. And the description of said sacrifices said, upon being stabbed by this knife, the victim bursts into flames, or maybe something a little more graphic. It's been a while since this dagger was available, so I cannot remember the exact wording, but I still remember how unique this dagger was, and the vivid description of what happens in the rituals it was used in. And I would love to see this weapon back in some form, for the kind of cultist, fire-based priests, or even Phoenix fans. I actually know someone personally who I would give this weapon to for like birthday or Christmas as a joke if it came back. And closing out this video, is a weapon longtime fans of the channel will be familiar with. And yes, I am well aware that this weapon already had a revised version. That's correct. We're talking about Calimacil's masterpiece of a weapon, in my view, Cain the Dragon Knight. The sword Gonril is heavily based on many who saw my video regarding the discontinuation of Cain the Dragon Master will know I had no love for this weapon. And I made no secret of it. Though I will not lie, I love the paint job on the hilt. Because I had heard, but my biggest gripe is I had heard whispers because of the design of the second one was because they got into legal trouble for their fang sword looking a little too much like Sting from the Lord of the Rings movies. So they stretched out Sting and put it on Cain's hilt, repainted. But with the continuation of the first Cain sword, that design was just a slap in the face, adding insult to injury. Because I really wanted the initial Cain sword. But with its discontinuation of the second blade, there's room for a third iteration of it. And I'm hoping either bring back the original blade style or improve on the original one. Like add some like prongs or something, like how it was on one of the Calimacil blades. But if they do make a third cane sword, please, I'm begging you, don't make it look like the second blade. That thing was a gaudy abomination. So those have been my picks for Calimacil weapons that I would love to see get a redesign. But those aren't all the weapons that could be potentially redesigned. So let me know down in the comments below, what Calimacil weapons would you like to see get revised? Sound off in the comments down below. Oh, and if you are a returning viewer, thanks for coming by. And if you are new around here, please do consider to like, subscribe, and ring the bell so you can keep up to date with all the shenanigans I put out here on YouTube. If you want to follow me on social media, support the channel, or contact me directly, you can find links to all that and more in the description box below. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you on the Trail of Adventure.